Hello and welcome back to the Movie Marketing and Distribution podcast powered by Usher You. My name is Alex Stoltz. I'm a media and entertainment strategist and producer, and as well as hosting this podcast, I run a company called Future of Film. So, as regular listeners know, this is a show where we explore the latest trends, technologies, and tactics in the business of connecting audiences with the content they love. And today's guest is Enrique Costa, who is CEO of the Spanish production and distribution company Elastica Films, which he co-founded in 2021 with María Zamora. And in a little over 2 years, the company has been really making waves in Spain and Europe, releasing the last two Palme d'Or winners, Triangle of Sadness and Anatomy of Fall, as well as Drive My Car, The Worst Person in the World, Aftersun, and many more. Enrique holds a degree in economics from the European University of Madrid and a master's degree in audiovisual production and distribution from the Media Business School. I recently had the pleasure of meeting Enrique at the International Distribution Summit in Cologne, which I would highly recommend if you get a chance to go, where he was awarded the prestigious International Innovation Distribution Award. So Enrique, it's really good to see you again.
Nice seeing you, Alex.
Thanks very much for taking the time. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. Yeah, I'd like to really start about asking your journey to setting up Elastica Films. I know previously you were at Avalon. So what was the moment where you decided to, okay, I'm going to set up a distribution company?
Well, I mean, Maria and I were being part of Avalon for around 18 and 20 years. And she was, the producer and partner in the company. And I was the distributor and partner on the other side. So after like this amount of years, we were trying to, felt the company more part of us. No, we have shares, and we didn't see the moment that we couldn't increase our shares in the company, and we want to do more things and new things, and continue the kind of the way that we've been doing for many years, and we decided in between the pandemic that it was the right time to start something new. So we got on this crazy idea that now that that the cinemas are closed and production are completely stopped, let's create a company based on production and distribution.
Well, yeah, that does sound like a little bit crazy, because it's, there's so many challenges with distribution at the moment, or particularly over that time, right? So, but tell me, so what was the vision? It sounds like production and distribution together was a key part of that.
See, I mean, we have this, sounds really nice when you say this idea that we want to produce and distribute movies that we're going to get involved with. No, we want to watch it as an audience. For us, it's really relevant. We have this, we usually watch movies outside of our day working thing, and we enjoy watching movies. So we found that if we want to continue working in this industry, let's try to focus those kind of movies that we love, because we understand them, we see them as an audience, and we kind of try to know what this audience is looking for. So that was really the situation. And on the distribution side, I always thought that I have colleagues here in Spain and outside Spain that I was telling them my new adventure, and all of them they were telling me that you should wait a little bit, see how everything goes, wait a few months, and then let's see if there is a market to create a new distribution company. And I told them, this is the right moment. The situation is so bad. The possibility that all the movies were flopping or didn't have the result that we were expecting with the pandemic and the restrictions. So I was like, if you have just one movie that performs a little bit better than anyone, you will be like the new flower there. You know, everyone's gonna watch you, and you're gonna get the attention of everyone around. So we were trying that, and we were very lucky because the day after we create Elastica, we acquired our first movie. That was Annette, before the start of Cannes in 2021. And then in that Cannes, that for me that year is the most important year of my life. We got other movies like Drive My Car and The Worst Person.
Wow. So that's like, sorry, just to interrupt. You're getting big art house movies in your first market in Cannes. How is that? Because you must have had obviously good relationships already from your Maria's work, but yeah, were you expecting to be able to collect those films?
I didn't think it too much. I just did it. So I mean, I've been doing that since when you told me the idea of having this podcast, I went back to my first Cannes, and I didn't remember the year, but I know the first movie that I saw there as official competition. That was the David Cronenberg Spider. So that's my first year. Since that, I've been looking for this kind of movies for many years. So I think that I have kind of a good relationship with the sales agents from my previous works. And so I went there to that Cannes in 2021, where it was like very chill. It was less people. We had a lot of time to talk, a lot of time to spend with the sales agents and explaining this idea of creating a new company in the middle of the worst moment for the industry. And they trust me. And I think that I'm very lucky that most of the sales agents were like very active on what I was telling them. And so I got the movies that I want. And that's something that I'm really, 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 lucky on that. I didn't expect that we got those movies. I mean, I didn't expect it. I did my best. I tried to be there. I explaining what Elastica will be in the near future, and the sales agents trust me. And at the end of the day, I also, you pay what they want, no? So that also helps. And but what you said with that, I was lucky with. I felt really comfortable with the international industry, and I felt amazing with the Spanish colleagues. I mean, since day one, companies like Filming, Wanda, and some others were there, and they were, taking care of myself like a protege, I could say. No? So I started acquiring movies with them because this is like a family company. We have what we have. The resources that we have is our earnings from all these years. So I thought that I want to have that movie. So let's try to find these people who want to work with you and they want to share the acquisition of this title. No, as Maria's producer, she's co-producing to finance a movie. Why should not co-distribute to got the movies that you want?
Well, it makes a lot of sense, but how is that? That's not very common, right? Is that more of a new thing that you've pushed through?
I know that in Europe it's not very common, but at the end of the day, is the situation that you can. Because if Elastica during the first year acquired one of these movies just on their own, maybe we cannot buy the other movies, and we lose movies like Drive My Car or things like that. And I didn't want to lose it. So let's try to get those movies, bring back a good result, and share the incomes. And sharing is one of the most beautiful things in the world. I'm an awful basketball player. I love playing basketball. It's the sport that I love. And I found when I was younger that I wasn't really good on shooting. I have awful percentages on that. But I love passing. And at the same time, when you're passing, you're sharing the joy with someone. I mean, if you pass someone who at the end score or scores the scores, I mean, it's two people who is enjoying the moment, having this joy situation. So I like sharing, and I must say, I mean, like during Toronto, we acquired Priscilla, and we did it with another Spanish company that is Betin. And we love that situation. It's like similar companies, on the age of the owners and how we see movies and how we work on the movies that we love. And I was like, we need to do it together. We should not fight for that movie. If we fight for the movie, we're just increasing the MG, and the possibility that the movie gets on profits back is less. It's less chance. We have less chances. So let's try to have the movie, the two of us, work together, learn from each other, because we learn. We share information. Sharing information is great. At least I don't want to look like everything is pretty and nice and we love each other, but because it doesn't happen, because you always have enemies and friends and things like that. But I want to share. I love sharing. It's something that I like. I mean, I don't mind. I want those movies. I want to have Priscilla. I want to have the Anatomy of a Fall. I mean, I was searching for Zone of Interest for 2 years. Since the beginning of Elastica, I knew the project, and I was, focusing that I want to have that movie. I want to know more about that movie. I want to get involved with that. And I mean, why should not share? I mean, at the end of the day, what you want is a movie that you love to work with it. If I don't acquire the Zone of Interest, maybe I need to find another movie that I don't have the same feeling. I don't know. I don't know. I talk too much.
No. This is where you can talk. So that's. I mean, I think that's really refreshing and really, really interesting. So you're sharing the risk and the reward with different partners, and sometimes, as in the case of Anatomy of a Fall, Priscilla. Sorry, you're doing it with someone in Spain, but also sometimes you're working with partners in other territories as well to acquire the film.
I'm trying on that. Trying on that. Because it's more difficult, because at the end of the day, I mean, there is the problem of the amount of money that each distributor is bringing from each territory. So I would love to acquire with. I mean, I think I'm getting close to similar companies around Europe that we have similar taste. And what we are doing is we are sharing materials, and that's something that I like. With Anatomy of a Fall, I mean, we have this good relationship even with Neon or with Teodora in Italy, and sometimes we share even with Picture House. We love these postcards that are making in the UK with the release of Anatomy of a Fall, and we got in love with that. So we are calling them and writing them. We want to have that. We want to have that because I think it's a good, it's something that it will help and improve the release of the movie.
You said before that you want to make and release films that you love, and I suppose can you pin that down a little bit more in terms of the type of films you're looking for? I suppose it speaks for itself in terms of the ones you've been releasing. But yeah, tell me a bit about a bit more about sort of the flavour of the films. If you can describe what's an Elastica movie.
What's an Elastica movie? I don't know, but it's difficult to have like that, to bring like in a box all the what I like, So, but at the end of the day, I like movies that are part of festivals, and these author movies that have something more than entertainment. So I'm not complaining about the other genres that are just to entertain the audience, comedies or some other things like that. but I'm on the author, mostly European titles because I'm close to. I understand much better what they're talking about. But I don't know. I cannot say like this kind of movies because like back in Toronto, I was there, waiting for a screening of a movie that I wanna watch, and I ended watching a 40-year-old music documentary that has been re-released in the US and about a band that I love hearing when I was playing basketball back in the 80s in Spain, and I was there on my own watching the movie just to enjoy a little bit, try to in between times to let's go back to what I feel when I saw it like 20 years ago, and I started there watching it, and I didn't move, and I watched the movie, the whole movie, the whole concert, and that movie stopped making sense, and I went out of that, and I want to acquire. So should I say that I'm acquiring concerts ready to release in cinemas? No, but at least it's something that I love. Do I like biopics? Maybe not, but we acquired Priscilla. So it's not a matter of genres, or it's just a matter of, movies, author movies, where you see like an identity on the feature, and that's it. And movies that I can sell properly. I always talk about how bad I am selling French comedies. I'm awful, and I regret myself. I mean, and I always see companies like A Contracorriente, how good they are, or other ones in Europe. How good they are selling French comedies. They know how to engage the audience. I have no clue. I don't understand those movies, so I don't know where to go. I just maybe go outside of my house and start asking people what kind of movies they like or why they like those movies. So let's focus on what I like, the movies that I love, and from that I can make the first step and release it properly, or at least try.
And the audience for your films, do you think they are? It's a similar audience for each of the films you release, or is it different on different times? And I know a lot of people have said that the art house audience is getting older, and it's harder to get them out into the cinemas. And I wonder if you could talk a little bit about your thoughts on that.
Our primary target must be younger than Maria and myself. So the younger audience that is between 25 and 40 is for us crucial, and that's the one that we try to reach primarily. Then we understand that the older audience, that the one who has been supporting and taking care of most of the author independent features from the last 10 years before the pandemic, is kind of, they are not there anymore, or not in the same amount of audience that there was before. So we try to look for that, but primarily is younger audience between 25 and 40. I mean, like yesterday with there's two stories that I can tell you. One is with Past Lives that we have recently released it in Spain. I think it's the second week, and right now in the moment that we are recording this, we passed 100,000 admissions for in Spain. So
wow, congratulations!
Thank you. It's a movie that we're doing with Wanda, and we are really, really confident with the result and what we have done. But when I went back with my team, like on Monday, to make an analysis of what we have done on advertisement on internet, I had a moment that I kind of collapsed, because they told me that the audience that we mostly reached with that advertisement was women more than 65 years old. And I was like, I mean, I love that, and I great that we have this result, but I think that we kind of misfired a little bit. I mean, there is something that we have done it not properly because we were looking for another audience, but the result went back to us with this, group of people. At the same time, yesterday or like 2 days ago, we post on Twitter and Instagram and some other social networks the date of release of Priscilla. Will be for February 14, Valentine's Day. So we post on internet, like, with a photo and just the date of the release and say that's the news of Sofia Coppola, blah, 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 but not a lot of info. After 24 hours, we got like 470,000 viewers of that post. I mean, maybe for someone it's not a lot, but for an independent company that our range is 6,000 viewers of one of our posts, I mean, it's just completely insane. And it's completely insane. And how that news, that post allowed us to found the younger audience. And I couldn't sleep too much when I saw that. So I went back one by one, looking for the nicknames and the people who was posting and targeting, liking that post, and it's mostly younger audience, people that has been arriving in Twitter in 2019, 2020. So that's that. At the same time that they have this awful news during the beginning of the week, that post, I thought that we have a future. There's a younger audience there. Let's go for it. So let's see.
If you are a film marketer or distributor, you understand the importance of making the purchase journey for the customer as easy and straightforward as possible. That's why at UsherU we have developed the UsherU widget. Small yet mighty, this is a deceptively simple but powerful feature that can transform your campaigns. Compatible with any website, the widget delivers accurate cinema showtimes for your films, complete with those deep ticketing links for that seamless booking experience. Easy to install, no more manual uploading and updating of showtimes, just a clear consumer path to purchase, truly maximizing your marketing. Discover how the UsherU widget can elevate your marketing campaign by visiting usheru.com/widget today to learn more. And as a listener to the Movie Marketing and Distribution podcast, we've got a little something to get you started. Just use the code podcast25 for a 25% discount on your first widget order. So if you want to unleash the power of direct ticketing on your website today, just head over to usheru.com/widget. I will spell that. That is USHERU. That's usheru.com/widget. And don't forget to claim your exclusive 25% discount with the code podcast25. So do you think with past lives that was reflected in the people who went, the people who saw the advert? That's the same.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I mean, all the efforts that distribution company is making on a release, from the publicity to the ads and everything is relevant on that. And as I think that I always say that what you need to do as an independent distributor, as you don't have the same amount of money on spending, and you don't have huge campaigns on TV or whatever, blah blah blah. You need to try to focus on your audience and hit them many times. Hit them when they are reading like an article about the director. At the same time, they are waiting for the bus and they found on their social media a post related to the movie. So everything you need to be there, like digging and touching them every time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So it makes them think it's like it's a blockbuster for them. So tell me a bit about how you do that. Is that working with media agencies in terms of your retargeting? What's the process you use for that?
I mean, now in Elastica, what we have done is try to find the right partners to to support us on the release. At the end of the day, Elastica is a small company. With that, we need to focus not just in distribution, also in production. So we have, amount of people around that is limited. So we look for the right partners on the PR, on working with the press and the talent, the right partners to get the prescriptors to talk about your movie on all the social media, and also on the side of the mark on the advertisement. I mostly do it on my own. I do not work with agents because I think that we have this limited amount of money, and if we work with them, we're losing a little of our spending on their work because we need to pay them, and it's completely understandable. But for the moment, I don't find the right partner on that. I'm searching.
Yeah.
Maybe 2025.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening and you want to, Enrique can be reached to, and you can make your proposal to him. So that's really interesting. I mean, and it's amazing that you can do that. Of course, going back before, it wouldn't be possible to book your own book your own campaigns, but now you can, of course, with so it makes sense. And and also it reminds me actually that I heard that A24 have all of their media buying in-house, which is interesting. Lots of resources there, of course, but tell me, you talk about your sort of audience and trying to give them multiple messages and really, just reinforce that the film is there, it's for them. Do you have any direct communication with them as well, like through emails? Do you have an email database that you've been building up of fans of Elastica movies?
We're working on that. We're building, at the end of the day, as I told you like previously, we have this situation that we are limited, so as we are releasing these movies, this kind of independent author movies that are quite big, we are learning with the process. So I think that the database is really relevant because you need to remind to your core audience that you are releasing a movie in February, December, or whatever. So database for us is crucial. I think that newsletter is coming back. It's something that I think that we thought that was just awful advertisement about things that you don't wanna read, but it looks like it has been like a process of filtering that amount of emails that we receive, and I think that is relevant, and it goes back to what I told you before about the idea of reaching your audience many times with small darts, small info, so they will sooner or later decide to watch the movie because they think that is what they should do. So, I think database is crucial. It is crucial, and I am quite jealous of some Spanish distributors, with more years. So the database is, really powerful and very useful for them.
But it's also, you have a great opportunity, I think, because of the quality of the films, the brand, the the ethos you have as a company, I think you can really respond to that and engage with it. So I think it's a really interesting opportunity for you. And to talk about, because what comes across is your passion for film, for storytelling, and if people see it's not just about selling them the latest movie, which it is, but it's about a wider thing of passion for cinema and these stories, then I think it's a great chance to build that audience.
As I said back in Cologne, the difference between the distributor who is just releasing movies and building a brand. So I mean, releasing movies is like you are, spending like 3 months on all your efforts in that movie, and then you change to another movie. So I have this feeling that back in the years, they didn't need to take in consideration all the efforts that they have built, all the data that they have reached with the first release. So for us in Elastica, as a brand, when a movie has been released, we need to maintain the heat. So we try to use as much info from that release, from the audience that we have, so we can use it in the next release. So at the same time, things that related to the brand, not just releasing and producing movies. Let's inform let's bring info to our followers about things that are passing or having are happening right now. So I mean, it's, for us, it's like last week we have this. We went, some of the part of the team, we went to watch Magnetic Fields in a concert in Madrid. So for us as Elastica, we must say that we were watching this concert, we were hearing this concert of Magnetic Fields, because I mean, maybe our audience they were there, some of them, or I mean, if it's a new book released by some Spanish editorial, we talk about that. I mean, why not? I mean, let's recommend things. Let's be a prescriptor even for our audience, and we celebrate the success of our partners if it happens. I mean, why not?
I love it. Let's talk about posters. We were talking about. Yeah, we were talking about. It's a fun conversation, but it's an interesting one as well. We were before we started recording, we were talking about posters. We had about our posters behind us on camera, and both of us saying, trying to look like we know what we're doing. At least that's me anyway. But tell me about poster design, because I think you mentioned it in Cologne. A24 released their Zone of Interest poster, and it's almost like they have taken posters to a sort of an art form, but this one almost felt like it was the anti-movie poster. It was so kind of like difficult, or I don't know, unusual or stylized. But tell me, what makes a good movie poster, Enrique?
I'm gonna regret all the things I'm gonna say in this question, but I'm gonna try to do my best. The good poster as a distributor is not the one that we have on our walls right now. That's it. I mean, the one that people want to have in their houses, that's not a good poster to sell a movie. It's a poster to remember the experience that you have or the movie that you love. That's completely. So it's difficult, because with the talent, they mostly go to that poster that they love, no, that they feel like is really showing what the movie is, no, and it's really. But at the end of the day, we are selling, and we need to, we need to try to try to use all the images. I mean, you have this huge poster, the one that you have from Spider-Man with the Miles Morales version. So that poster is really loved. I really love it. I mean, as I told you before, I have some other poster that is very similar from that movie that my son has in his room, but they are not using all the space. There is like empty space there. They don't. We need to put the name of the name of the movie. We need to put the name of the director. We need to put the festival that has been part of it. We need to write all the amazing 5 stars critics that the movie has. So because we need to give to the audience inputs, bring inputs to them. So with the zone of interest, I love that poster, and I think I'm gonna do something even with the print of that poster. I want to do something like, for some special people. But God, there's a lot of black space empty, and that freaks me out a little bit. I understand why Jonathan Glazer went for that poster, and it's really powerful, and it has been working amazing on social media. But it's a lot of people that when they see that poster, they don't understand what the movie is about, or at least they don't have the info that the creator or the distributor or the exhibitor has. So we need to give them information to bring a desire to them to watch the movie. So at the end of the day, it's like it's one of the most difficult part is creating the poster and creating the trailer. But for me, it is crucial, and those elements is the one that you need to build the release. I mean, it's like the beginning of when you're building a house. First of all, you need to have a great poster and a great trailer. Things like with the trailer that we always said. Yesterday, I was speaking with 2 Spanish directors that we have been working, and they came to me saying a sentence that I told them many, many years ago, like, the trailer must be better than the movie. And we were laughing about it. But kind of, because you need to create that desire, that need to watch that movie. I want to know more about that. So those 2 elements are, for me, are at the same time the much fun of when I'm releasing a movie, and at the same time biggest pain in my brain, because I need to change many times things that I don't like, and talking with the talent is always difficult. I understand them, but we are selling. We are sellers. We are even if we like movies, we are sellers. So we need to be good on that.
Yeah. Spoken like a true distributor. I love it. And talking about the things which are difficult and that you enjoy, what is your favorite part of the process, Enrique, from acquiring to when it hits cinemas, or what do you love most?
Searching. I think you have a word in English. I think it's. I felt like a 49er. Not 49ers were the guys who were searching for gold in the West Coast.
Prospecting.
The prospecting. So I see myself, with this kind of pan that you are filtering the sand, just searching for a small piece of gold, and the idea of searching for those movies, getting information about that, reading the scripts, who is attached to that movie, when they're planning to release the movie, when they're planning to, what festival they're looking for. Having searched for that information, God, I love that. I love it. There is moments in my life that are really crucial. I mean, for me, Cannes for me is like if my kids goes to Disney World, something like that. It's 10 days that I'm just watching movies and searching for the new director that no one knows, or trying to get that well-known director that everyone wants, and be the one who gets that and get the support of Spanish TV broadcasters. I love that. And I also love creative strategies of on the releases. I love that. The idea of build that big picture in yourself how the movie is going to work. I never get the result, because when I do all my prospects and I try to see what the movie is going to get, I always get miss results. But I love that. I like as I told you, I like the idea of searching, and I like the idea of creating. I don't have a talent to shoot a movie or to act, but I love creating something. And being distributor is I have this idea of creating or bringing the possibility to a movie to be watchable by the audience. You are helping them. You are not like as I always said that with that the producer. I mean, like Maria as a producer, she's like the mother and the father of a child. That is a movie that she sees how the child grow up. I'm just the uncle who lives far away and comes there a few months, and I spend a lot of time and I give to the kid all the groceries and look for and play with them. But I'm just there for a moment of time, and then I need to focus on another kid, and I love that. It's fantastic. During those days, that period of time that you are spending a lot of energy trying to make your movie watchable. I love that. But searching, I remember the days when I started, and I have better memory than right now, and EMDB wasn't as strong as it is right now. And I used my mind of remembering a lot of directors and actors and producers and movies. And I always try to, search for that. And I start using internet with that. And okay, there's a new movie from Wong Kar-wai. Let's go back to the producer who made that. I heard that he's producing a new movie. So let's see how the movie is, who's involved with that. I love that. It is. And I have like a red notebook with titles that supposed to be in Cannes in the next year, and maybe there is like 97 titles or 120 titles. Only 22, 23 gonna get there on that list, and I love to include a new title on that list and to know what is this movie about. And I love that. It's just fantastic. I always say that I get paid just watching movies. I mean, I'm not a professional basketball player. I would love to be, but I'm not as good at that. And someone is getting paid for that. I feel like them. I feel like a professional sport guy who gets paid doing one of the things that I love. I'm not changing. I wanna continue doing that as much as I can.
Amazing. What is a moment in Cannes or another festival where which really, it was that moment where you really found you discovered something where it really came together? Any particular moment? In Spanish, I can tell the story quite good because I tell the story many times when I'm teaching into distribution future distributors, and I talk about a movie that I watched like many years ago in a market screening in Cannes, and so we were all the Spanish distributors there, and some other European distributors, and the movie has been sold to some small countries in Europe. I mean, the crucial, France, Germany, and the country where the movie belongs. So we're watching there the movie, and the movie starts, and a woman is saying words to their kids, to her kids, like ¿cómo era? Start saying words and changing the how to say that changing
the significance of the movie. Like she was saying, table, and the table is not a table. It's table. It's an animal with long nose, blah, blah, whatever. Each word this woman was saying, on screen at the beginning of the movie, one Spanish distributor was leaving the room.
Okay.
So after 15 minutes, I was there, mostly the only Spanish distributor, and I decided, I don't know why, to continue watching that movie. And this Greek movie with a well-known Greek director right now that is working with Disney, and I will release a movie in January. And we bought that movie, and it changed me. It changed me, and I love that. Be the one who distributes Dogtooth in Spain. It is I don't know. Sorry, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. What was the name of the movie?
Dogtooth.
Yeah.
So that moment when you find a movie that no one is expecting to acquire that movie, or no one is really focusing on that, and you are the one who find them.
It's very special. Yeah.
It is really special. Yeah. It's the moment that you start drinking. No.
I've done it. I've hit gold.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's a great movie.
But also like this year in Cannes, or even the Cannes from 2021, when we acquired the worst person in the world, how difficult it was, or even the Zone of Interest. For me, the Zone of Interest it was really exhausted. I was really exhausted. I came back from Cannes, and I didn't wanna see the last 2 days of the festival. I just wanna be completely out of the industry, because all the energy that I spent acquiring that movie, looking for the right partner, looking for the broadcaster, kind of fighting with other Spanish distributors for that movie, and making that huge risk, that huge investment. Maria and I remember we were even in the A24 party one night, and everyone was talking about whatever. And with the two of us, we were talking for 2 hours about acquiring the movie or not acquiring the movie. 2 hours, just going back to all the possible situation that we will have, and it was exhausted. It was exhausted, but I love that, and I don't regret a minute of myself doing that. And the movie has not been released, so we need to wait. Maybe the result is not the one that I expect, but acquiring the Zone of Interest, I need to go back to my therapy. Wow.
Well, you're playing the game with passion, and you're playing it with everything, and and I can see that's you're leaving it all out on the field, to use or on the court, to use a basketball. Exactly. Yeah. Enrique, this has been great. I've enjoyed this as much as I hoped I would. Let me just ask one more question, if I may. What's exciting you about the future of the industry?
How we're selling the movies. I think that we are in a moment that, as a distributor, because I should not talk about the new talent or whatever. I think that is very excited, the idea of how we reach the audience. I think it's continually evolving. If you go back to the roots, to the beginning of selling movies, I think that the process was mostly the same during many years, during decades. But in the last 3 years, it's really evolving very fast. Everything is changing, and you need to see how to get to the audience. One thing that you try to, you have a kind of in the previous movie that you have released, you think that it works when you are selling, I don't know, putting your trailer in bus stations, whatever, I don't know. Maybe with the next movie doesn't work because the audience is no longer there. So the idea of learning the idea of learning new waves of distribution is fascinating. And at the same time, I think cinemas are very far away from dying. I think the experience that a movie theater is offering to the audience is remarkable and cannot be compared to anything around it. So having that in mind, we need to learn how to sell and how to, bring the audience back in the amount of tickets that is profitable to acquire at least 2 more movies in the next 2 years. It's just fascinating how, and I love seeing the younger audience. I love them. I love when I have these these premieres of our movies, and I see younger audience motivated and looking for these movies and talking about those movies, and also sharing this conversation with the audience that we have always. It's fantastic. It's just fantastic. We have an industry that stays and it is what it is. Most of the movies, the box office and the cinema is still the main income. So until it doesn't change, we will have cinemas and new movies to release.
Amazing. I'm convinced as well. Enrique, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Movie Marketing and Distribution podcast powered by UsherU. If you want to know more about how UsherU can transform your marketing and distribution, just head over to usheru.com, or why not drop me an email at alex@usheru.com. But in the meantime, thank you again for listening and look forward to welcoming you back on the podcast very soon.